Primetime baseball here on MLB Network. Today, the opener of this 4-game series between the Miami Marlins and the Chicago Cubs. It's baseball on MLB Network, and it's coming up next. Kyle Hendricks will be on the mound for the series opener. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, Kyle Hendricks is not one of these overpowering guys. He's a little bit, he reminds me of Greg Maddux. He's 88 to 91 with really good sink, great straight changeup, and has the slurve. Not a true curveball, not a true slider. The key to Kyle Hendricks, inducing early contact. The more pitches that hitters see, the better chance they have to hit on him. If Kyle Hendricks is on, you'll know early he'll be getting a lot of quick outs.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And the first pitch of the afternoon misses for ball 1, and that's how things get underway here at Wrigley. Dan, D-Row, the Cubs, as they take the field here this afternoon, they dropped another one last time out, and in fact they've won just twice in their last 8 tries.
Yeah, Matty, taking a look at the standings right here, this team has a nice lead, comfortable. You always want to find yourself in a position where you're about 5 to 9 games, got the advantage. You don't. One series isn't going to totally kill you in the standings, and this team's sitting pretty good.
And here's a pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 now. The 1-2. Swing and a miss at 1 in the dirt. Contreras goes to get it, and he makes the throw to first. Marte is retired, and there's 1 away. And here's how the visiting Miami Marlins will line up in this one. Danny, any thoughts?
Well, you better look out for that cleanup spot. He's an absolute ribby machine. Top 5 of the NL and RBIs right now. So obviously he's a big part of this offense, and we'll see what he has in store in this one.
Into the box now, Chris Taylor. His matchup numbers with Hendricks. He comes in hitting right at a 300 clip. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A swing and a miss at a ball down. In his career, Taylor has a slugging percentage a little over .425, a respectable number. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Strike 2 at a pitch that catches the outside corner. And there are our umpires calling balls and strikes is Mr. Earl Hendricks.
Hey, you know, D-Row, the book kind of on Earl Hendricks is he likes one side of the plate or the other. Could it be where he sets up behind the catcher?
It could be, Dan, but as a hitter, that's all you look for. I'll give you a little bit off the outside edge if you're going to be consistent with it.
So we got him swinging. Chris Taylor is the second out of the opening frame. Into the box, Matt Chapman. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. First pitch coming. Here it is. Not his best effort that time. It's strike 1. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. And he connects with it. This one's hit deep out to left center field. And this one is gone. A home run. So a solo shot here to left center field. 12 home runs for him now thus far, as the Marlins will take a 1-0 lead.
Boy, this guy's hot right now. Hit a bomb yesterday and hit another tape measure shot today. When he gets hot, he hits them in bunches. This could be the beginning of one of those extended hot streaks.
Next will be the cleanup hitter, Franz Reyes. And there's a look at his home and road splits so far this year. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Smoked on the ground up the middle, and that finds its way through for a base hit. So the 2-out base hit and the top of the inning is still alive.
Dan, that hit right there extends his hit streak to 8 games. Are you aware of stuff like that?
No doubt about it right now. He's swinging the bat really well, and after that knock right there, hey, listen, 8 games is nothing to sneeze at, so you can say, hey, he's going a whole calendar week with getting at least 1 base hit, so there's a lot of positives going on right now.
He's set. Here it comes. Hit high and deep out to left field. And trouble it is. It's down for extra bases. Reyes is on his way home. And he's safe at the plate as they extend their lead to 2.
I guess their scouting reports on this guy were dead on because it's already 2-0 in the early going, and they're having absolutely no trouble seeing him here. On the other side, they're very quickly looking at a game that they're going to have to fight back in.
Into the box, Garrett Cooper. He'll go after a curveball out of the zone to start the at-bat. It's 0-1.
These guys hitting aren't in first place by accident. They excel at getting out to early leads, so this is a big moment in this game. If they're able to lengthen this lead any more in this inning, they're going to be in really good shape to come away with a win today.
A great job of changing speeds there. It's 0-2. Ooh, he saws him off with that one. Throw in time, and the side is retired. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. We'll move on to the bottom half of inning number 1. Miami's out in front, 2-0. Masahiro Tanaka, the right-hander from Japan, will get the starting assignment in this one. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, this guy's done a real good job on the year keeping the opponent's batting average down. Both righties and lefties coming into this one, hitting under 250 against this guy. He's been good all season long.
In now, Javier Baez. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
Javier Baez.
First offering on its way. Just lucky to make contact on that one as it's chopped foul. These Marlins, as they take the field this afternoon, they're definitely in a nice stretch as they've won 6 of their last 7 ball games.
Yeah, Matty, I can't tell you how important it is to throw that first run up on the board, and that's exactly what they did. Little crooked number, a 2 spot to give their pitcher a chance to relax and go out and pound the strike zone. This team has been playing red-hot baseball recently.
Got him swinging on the split-fingered pitch, and that's out number 1. And a chance now from the north side of Chicago to check out the Cubs starting lineup. Who are you focused on, Dan Plesac?
Well, Matt, I can't wait to see if Kyle Schwarber can keep it going. He's been the fire starter for this team. Last 10 games, how about an on-base percentage of over 400? As he goes, so goes the team. He's playing great ball and making things happen.
Here's Jason Hayward now, and he's carrying a batting average of just over 300. So clearly he's been a productive player with the bat in his hand so far. This is on the ground over to first, and he'll take it onto the bag himself. 2 gone now here in the first.
First baseman, Anthony Rizzo.
Anthony Rizzo stands in now, hoping to stay hot. He had a couple of hits, including a home run yesterday. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Right over the middle, knee high. Almost a worm burner as he misses on a low fastball, ball 1. And that's into the corner, a foul ball and right. Swing Swing and a miss as he chased with 2 strikes, and that will retire the side. Cubs are down in order. They're still down. It's 2-0. Now batting, Ari Perez. He'll get to take his first cuts here.
One of the keys to securing a win, they want to keep the pressure on and try to build that lead as much as they can moving into the later innings.
Lifted down the line in left. And they can't run it down. Now the pitch. Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2. Checked his swing there. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. Ball 1. Soft liner towards center, and that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit. With that, the Marlins get a good start to the inning with their leadoff man aboard.
Man, he got the front foot down right there, kept the front shoulder tucked, and was able to stay inside that ball for a soft liner in the center field.
Stepping in now, Christian Athamas, batting left-handed here as he takes a look at strike 1. He comes in with that average down in the 240s. 6 home runs and 21 driven in. Comes set and the 0-1. He looked like a caveman swinging a club on that one. It's 0-2 now.
That is such a tough pitch to lay off right there, but you have to find a way. There's nothing you're going to do with that low sinker except foul it into your shin or hit a ground ball to the left side.
In the dirt here. Perfect throw, and they got him at second. The 1-2. Very weakly on the ground, but that one rolls foul. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Started to chase there. They'll appeal it down to third, and no swing. It's ball 2. Now a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and it's 2 up, 2 down to start the second.
He's looking a lot sharper and settled in here in the second inning. It'd be hard not to because that first inning was pretty much a mess. But I give him credit for letting it go and making some really good adjustments.
Into the box now, Masahiro Tanaka. As he'll look at a changeup that drops below the knees for ball 1. Swing and a miss just behind a lively fastball.
Hey, he caught him off guard right there. I like that pitch. High fastball executed. I know he's known for the sinker ball, but if he can get some eye levels up and down, he's going to have some success.
One and two. Here it comes. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Baez ranging to his right. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Nothing doing for the Marlins as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. Here's Chris Bryant now. He's set to lead off the home half of the second.
Hey, we're still in the early stages of this one. They're only down by a couple of runs, but it's really key for this leadoff guy to try to get on and get a big inning started.
From the stretch. And that one just missed outside. Started to go around, but it's ruled strike one anyway. In there, 1-2 now. Tried to shoot the corner and he missed it. 2-2. The 2-2 is swung on and missed. He got him.
Check out the Miami Marlins on defense. And let's take a look at Starling Marte, another one of those super athletic outfielders of the new regime. Ability to cover ground, can play multiple positions in the outfield, hit in the middle of the order.
Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. In past meetings with Tanaka, he's just 1 for 6. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Belt high and right down the middle for a strike. Contreras, a Venezuelan-born ball player. He's currently in the first year of a new 7-year contract, so he's got plenty of security in that sense going forward.
Hey, I know multi-year deals can be scary, but this guy is in the prime of his career right now. I expect this to be a win-win for him and the ball club.
Slider just off the black there, and it's to 2-1 now.
I don't blame him for not coming over the heart of the plate. He circled this guy on the lineup card when he got to the yard today. He's been swinging one of the hotter bats in the game.
2-2 to the Cubs catcher. He's set. Here's the 2-2. Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
Wow, his stuff looks electric coming out of the gates in this one, guys. That's 5 batters faced, 4 strikeouts. That's going to be a tough pace to keep up, but it looks like he has what it takes to work deep into this game.
And that'll bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ. As he'll take a look at ball 1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Lifted the other way out to left center. After it is Marte. He's got it. A great running play, and that'll retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. They trail it here 2-0. Welcome back to this MLB Network broadcast from Wrigley Field in Chicago. Cloud Gate there, a popular tourist destination at Millennium Park. Back with Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian, as Starling Marte steps in to start out the inning. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A swing and a miss at the good old Uncle Charlie.
After taking such an ugly swing, if I'm the batter right now, it has to be in the back of my mind that he might repeat that exact same pitch.
The windup and the 0-1. Hot shot to third and handled for the first out. So with 1 away, time for a check at the standings now in the National League Central as you see where the Cubs find themselves entering play here today. Up next from Miami, Chris Taylor, 0 for 1 here in the early going. Now the pitch. Grounder down the line at third. This is foul for the first strike. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Cue shot here out towards short. And that's the second out.
Up next for the Marlins, third baseman, Matt.
Now at the plate, Matt Chapman. He got a hold of one and went yard in his first appearance in this one.
Yeah, Matt, that last one wasn't exactly a tape measure shot, but listen, a home run is a home run. I know a lot of pitchers, they call that a wall scraper in his last AB, but listen, it counts as a home run nonetheless.
Now the 0-1. A little bouncer. Foul ball, strike 2. Breaking ball swung on in the dirt. And the throw to first ends the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. They're up 2-0. So in now for Chicago, Kyle Schwarber, 7, 8, and 9 to start the home third.
Not much going on offensively so far for these guys. 6 up, 6 down. We'll see if the bottom part of the lineup can get something going.
Well, the home crowd seems a little restless, so I'm sure they'd appreciate it. He's set, and the pitch. Ripped down the first base line. But a foul ball here, 0-1. Swing and a miss, and he's in trouble now, 0-2.
Beautifully thrown splitter right there. High 80s, down in the zone. Looks like a fastball coming in, and then it just drops off the table. You can get a lot of swinging strikes with that.
They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out. Well, it's still early, but it's also worth noting that he'd be in line for the win if this keeps up as we take a look at the league leaders in games won this season. And as you can see there, he in fact leads the NL in that category. Here's Addison Russell. In past meetings with Tanaka, he's 0 for 4. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. No balls and a strike to count. Russell behind 0-2.
We're seeing him in an absolute groove out there in the mound right now. Retired 7 straight, and mechanically, he looks really consistent and fluid to me.
To 1-2 now. Now here's the pitch. Drilled to first. Cooper fields it cleanly, and he'll step on first himself for the out.
Batting ninth, Edgar, Kyle Hendricks.
So here now is the pitcher, Kyle Hendricks. This guy's still looking at a 0 in the hit column. That's a tough take. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Cubs are down in order. They're down 2-0. Stepping up to the plate, Franz Reyes. He reached on a single in his first try.
Franz Reyes.
First pitch on its way. The knee buckler, and he swings and misses at it.
You might see a change of game plan right here from the pitcher and catcher. They have to find a way to get these guys off that early count heater. Look for a little bit of change of pace.
And he takes something off there and had him way out in front for strike 2. Hit hard towards second. A leap, but he can't bring it down. Base hit. So another multi-hit game for him as he's aboard here in the top of the 4th inning. And as you take a look there at the team leaderboard, you can see he tops all Miami Marlins in that department. Now at the plate, Jorge Soler. An RBI double is what he was credited with his first time around. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. In the dirt, and now let's see. Ball's there, and he is out. Good throw. Bouncer up the middle, and that is through into center field for a 1-out single.
Nice execution right there, Dan. Kept his front shoulder in, kept his hands inside the baseball, and ripped the base hit up the middle.
And if you're a pitcher right there, you can't get discouraged. Sometimes even when you make a good pitch, the ball's going to find a hole somewhere. That one right up the middle.
In now, Garrett Cooper. And he puts it on the ground to second. Russell's got it. One there. Back to Rizzo, and they get out of it here. A double play to retire the side. 4 to 6 to 3. They roll it up to get out of the jam. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. Here's Javier Baez back to the top of the lineup as they're still looking for their first base runner in this one.
No doubt about that, Matt. They've yet to figure this guy out on the mound. He's looked great so far.
He has, but we'll see if this second trip through the order changes anything.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments these hitters are able to make in the middle innings of this game.
He's set. Here it comes. Hit hard on the ground at first. And that's the first hit in this one for the Cubbies.
Hey, don't sleep on first base. I know they call third base the hot corner, but there's some bullets hit down that way too. Good effort on the dive right there, but batter singles.
Standing in now, Jason Hayward, as he rips it on the ground to second. To second for one. On to first, and a big ground ball there as they turn the double play on Hayward.
Boy, that's about as easy as it comes. A chopper two-hopper turns into a tailor-made 4-6-3 double play.
Stepping in, Anthony Rizzo comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame.
Come on, Cubs! Cubs, please win!
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Nowhere close with the fastball to begin the at-bat. It's ball 1. The 1-0 is taken below the zone for a ball.
Pitching isn't always about getting everyone out. Sometimes it's about being smart and knowing when to pick your battles. He's been really careful with this hitter so far, and rightfully so.
Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. Nothing happening there for the Cubbies. They trail things here 2-0. Coming to the plate now, Ari Perez. He'll start things out against Kyle Hendricks as we get the inning underway. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Line drive to left. Schwarber is there, and he has it for the out.
Jumped all over that first pitch of the inning, and he didn't miss it. Just wasn't able to steer it in a direction that resulted in a leadoff hit.
Into the box, Christian Athamas, as he'll take a look at his strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Now the 0-1. Pulled toward right center field. Russell calls for it, makes the play, and there are 2 gone now.
Boy, he showed some pretty good range, heading pretty deep into the outfield to bring that one down. Thought the outfielder might call him off, but he clearly had it under control.
Stepping in now, Masahiro Tanaka. Popped him up. Contreras over to his left. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. 4 pitches, all it takes to do in the Marlins, but they're on top 2-0. Here's Chris Bryant now. He'll start things out here in the home 5th, and it's been tough sledding for this lineup through the first half of the game.
Yeah, they haven't had any momentum going to the plate so far in this one, Matt. They need something to break their way and wake them up a bit.
Be nice to get these fans involved at some point as well. From the stretch. 0-1 the count. 0-1 count. Here it comes. Sliders in for a strike. And here's a slider. Strike 3 called, and that'll be the first out of the inning. There's our line score through the first 4.5, and these guys have basically had the bats taken right out of their hands. Just one hit to this point. Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. Pitch on the way. Starts him out with a slider for a strike.
This guy's been on cruise control as we head into the middle innings of this one. And one of the big factors why, how about 80% of his first pitches have been for strikes?
No runs, just one hit. No errors so far for the Cubbies. Swing and a miss here, and he's behind in the count now, 0-2.
This guy's pitching really well in this one so far. You could just see he's awful confident attacking the strike zone, and when he comes off the mound at the end of the inning, looks like he stepped in a big old bucket of sassy.
Count remains at 0-2. Here's another 0-2. Can't quite get the low outside corner there. It's 1-2. One out, nobody on. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2. Here now the 2-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3.
That's back-to-back punch-outs, and he's really starting to rack them up now, guys. I've got 8 strikeouts in my scorebook for him now, so he's got good stuff.
And that'll bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch-out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. 0-1 pitch on its way. Hit hard up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. Make him 1 for 2 in this one. And the 2-out success will bring Kyle Schwarber to the plate this inning.
Next for the Cubs, left fielder, Kyle Schwarber.
Into the box now, Kyle Schwarber. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Leaves a slider up high, but it's taken for a strike. Happ, the runner at first with 2 gone. Here it comes on 0-2. And this ball's chopped foul at the plate, and that'll hold the count at 0-2. Ready with another 0-2. Oh, and he dusted him off the plate that time. Some mind games being played now. It's 1-2.
He's got to find a way to grab some composure out there and not let this inning get away from him. He was dominating, and now he goes out and gives up a 2-out single and then almost drills a guy. Get back in the zone. Hey, after back-to-back 2-out hits right now, this pitcher thought he was going to cruise through this inning, and now he's got traffic, and he's in jeopardy with a ball in the gap or a ball missed over the heart of the plate, a crooked number going on the board.
Popped him up. Perez moving to his left, and that'll put an end to the inning as he brings it down on the warning track. So it's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. We're through 5 here at the ballpark. It's the Marlins 2 and the Cubs nothing. So the batting order turns over now and set to go. Starling Marte hit the ball pretty well in his last at-bat, but it resulted in a line-out. First pitch coming. Here it is. Way out in front.
You know, we haven't seen that pitch from him in a while. but it looks like he's got pretty good feel for it. If he's going to pick and choose when he's going to use it, he could steal some strikes that way.
And there's a line drive base hit to left field. So the leadoff man's aboard in their half of the 6th inning.
The batter, number 3, shortstop, Chris Taylor.
Digging in to try it again, Chris Taylor. 3rd trip to the plate for him here. He struck out and grounded out in his first 2 tries. First pitch on its way. A changeup that catches the corner for strike 1. And now the Cubs bullpen will start working here as both a lefty and a righty are up. Prior to the 0-1, here's a look to first. And a dive, but he's back. Set with the 0-1. Pitch misses low. The throw down. And it skips in as he steals the bag easily.
That's pretty savvy base running, right? A lot of pitchers don't throw over twice in a row, so I think he was going on first movement, and it worked out nicely.
Let's go.
The 1-1. A line shot to third base, but the runner is back in time to avoid the double play.
Now batting, third baseman, Matt Chapman.
Matt Chapman will stand in again, but first we'll flash you back to the very first inning of the ballgame. And here you go, a solo home run that had him off and running early on.
Don't let him score now.
First offering on its way. Here's a first pitch chop foul right at home plate, and that's the first strike. Getting a few steps off a second there. Now the pitch. 0-1 pitch, and he can't make contact on the bender. 0-2. Now a look and a throw back to second, and he's back in standing. Good lead off his second there. Now the pitch. In the dirt. Throw goes to third, and he can't hold on to the throw as it short hops him and eats him up. And he's going to make it up to third here as he advances on the wild pitch.
That can be a tough read as a runner on second to see if the ball has gotten away enough to move to third. You have to be sure you can make it. He was there, and now he's only 90 feet away.
Smoked on the ground left side. And that is through into left as he delivers. It's a base hit. And the runner scores from third as they extend their lead.
Hey, with that base hit right now, the lead's 3-0. And the way their pitcher's going, D-Row, that might hold up in this one.
Yeah, and you're well aware of it, Dan, as an offense, just trying to put those extra runs across the board. You can take a look at the guy on the slab, toeing the slab. He's on fire right now.
The Chicago manager up out of the dugout now as he'll make the slow walk to the mound. And we're going to have a pitching change as that's going to be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll depart after 5 1/3 innings of work and with no shot to win the decision. Steve Cishek enters to make an appearance on the mound as he inherits a runner at first with 1 out in the inning. Into the box now, Franz Reyes. Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite. It's ball one. 2 hits in 2 trips for him thus far. And he goes the other way, but he got a lot of it deep down the line. And it'll fade just at the end and winds up a long foul ball. Slapped hard the opposite way. He lays out for it, but he can't pull it in.
This guy just feasts on mistakes up in the zone, and that's exactly what he gets right here. A belt-high pitch, he drives into the alley. Great chance now with 2 runners in scoring position.
In is Jorge Soler, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1. And it looks as though the decision makers in the dugout will give him a free pass to first, so the bases are loaded here on the intentional walk, and the force play is now in order.
Yeah, the guy's been on fire lately, hitting anything close, so I think this is the way to go here. Get the bat out of his hands any way that you can.
Set and the pitch. Drilled right back up the middle. The second for 1. Relay to first in time, and just like that, the side is retired. So 1 run on 3 hits, 1 Cub error, and 2 left. 9-1 and 2 scheduled to hit in the home half of the 6th. It's the Marlins 3 and the Cubs nothing. Albert Almora is going to come off the bench as he'll be asked to lead off the bottom of inning number 6. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. Cooper ranges to his left, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
The batter, number 9, shortstop, Javier Baez.
Here's Javier Baez. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike.
You know, you look at this hitter, he doesn't care about being down 0-1. He doesn't care about having 2 strikes with him. He's got the utmost confidence in his ability to work back into the count and get him something over the heart of the plate.
1 ball and 1 strike to the Cubs leadoff batter. 2 balls and a strike to Javi Baez.
That's back-to-back breaking balls away, but now he's got himself into a little bit of a tough spot. You probably can't throw that again, so your opponent is probably up there just looking for a fastball that he can drill.
The 2-2. He's offered at and missed. He chased it for strike 3.
Well, you can tell by their approach that they're going to go up there and try to be aggressive off this guy, but he's taking full advantage of that. He's pounding the zone with strikes, and right now we're seeing a lot of swings and misses and a lot of strikeouts and no walks either.
Here's Jason Hayward now. Liner toward right center. And this is going to find the seam in right center and should get to the ivy for extra bases. And he'll make it to second base now with 2 gone.
I'll tell you, that's one of the first good swings we've seen anybody put on this guy so far. He's been throwing the ball really well, but that was one of the few mistakes we've seen him make.
Next, Cub up, Anthony Rizzo. He was a ground out victim last time up.
Drive him in now.
Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Here's a strike.
I mean, that's almost an unhittable pitch right there. The downward action of that nasty split finger, add in the velocity in the high 80s, you ain't doing much with that.
1-1 the count to the Cubs first baseman.
I don't know why in the world anybody would want to be an umpire. That manager has given this umpire an earful on a pitch that he thought was a strike, and he's certainly trying to defend his pitcher.
This is pulled into right. Now a dive in right, but he can't haul it in, and now this is going to be big trouble out there. On to third, but he's in safely as a run also comes in to score, making it a 2-run ball game. Just an absolute laser that time, screaming off the bat, if you will, and Showtrack tells us it went out at 112 miles an hour. Those are the line drives you can hear as they go by. In now, Chris Bryant, as Tanaka jumps ahead of him here at strike one. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Missed with a slider.
Tough spot to hit here as a hitter. You have a base open, so you have to almost be trying to think like the pitcher.
A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. That's in the basket. A home run.
Yeah, he was having zero luck early in the game, striking out twice in 2 at-bats. But it only takes one swing to get back in a groove. That was definitely it.
Standing in now, Wilson Contreras, as he'll go after the first pitch and line one into right field for a base hit.
Hey, after starting the game 0 for 2 with 2 punch-outs, that single had to feel good right there. Nice piece of hit.
Stepping in now, Ian Happ, as he'll try and hold off the swing, but this one's in there for strike one. He's 1 for 2 in this one. And there's ball one. 3 runs already home here. And he will strike him out. 10 now in the ball game, and the inning is over. But they strike for 3 in the inning. 2 on this 2-run home run. Bottom third of the order, 7, 8, 9 due up to start the 7th. We're tied now at 3 apiece. Welcome back here to the historic friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Tight one on our hands, all tied at 3 apiece as we look at the game summary through 6 innings of play. Brendan Morrow is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7.
Number 15, Brendan Morrow.
Striding into the box, Ari Perez.
Leading off for the Marlins, catcher, Ari Perez.
Here's the first pitch to him. And that one stayed too low, apparently.
1-0.
Had him lunging at that pitch away, and it's 1-1 now.
You never want to take the aggression away from a ball player, but in this situation, I'd like to see the leadoff guy try and work the count a little bit more, especially when his pitcher's missing like he is.
Now a swing as he shoots this down the right field line, and that's going to be a base hit. So there's the possible go-ahead run aboard to kick off the 7th.
Hey guys, right there, you look for weaknesses. Can a guy come in? Can he command in? Obviously not the case in this situation. He went to the well outside half 3 times, and eventually the batter made a nice adjustment.
Into the box, Christian Optimus, as he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Now the 1-0. Now here's a line drive, and this is going to get down for extra bases. And they've really got something going here. Runners at second and third to start the inning.
And this is just a cut fastball. He's trying to sneak in the back door. He's unable to get it done. Leaves it right over the heart of the plate. And that's just too easy for a guy like this. He's licking his chops as the ball arrives. And he drills it to the outfield for an extra base hit.
Come on to pinch hit here in a big spot.
Number 25, Tim Hodge.
And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0. Perez, the runner at third. Optimus stands at second, no outs. Left side, but well fouled. Hit hard on the ground to third. And the throw to first is in time, one gone.
Center fielder number 6, Starling Marte.
So striding forward now, Starling Marte. He singled his last time up. And it looks as though the decision makers in the dugout will give him a free pass to first, so the bases are loaded here on the intentional walk, and the force play is now in order. So digging in now, Chris Taylor. Been a rough go of things at the plate for him so far, but his guys are looking for him to change that right here.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys in a tight game, Matt, especially when you're kind of due.
There's a swing and a ball hit in the air, and a ball that he got every stitch of, as that one, without a doubt, is gone. So one swing, and he unloads the bases on that one. Number 10 for him on the year, as it is now 7-3.
And they complete the comeback with a flourish, going deep with a grand slam to take the lead. You don't get style points in this game, but I'd give them some if I could hand some out.
So that brings up the always intense Matt Chapman, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Oh, look out. Hot shot to third, and there are 2 away.
The right fielder number 32, Franz Reyes.
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Franz Reyes. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here. First delivery to him on the way. Comes right after him with a fastball for a strike.
You know, that can really be an effective pitch to a guy that has a lot of pop. They're up there looking for a fastball up in the zone, so if you can place it a little above it, they have a hard time getting the barrel up there.
And boy, this at-bat is not starting off well, as he's behind 0-2 now.
Oh man, he just tied him up in knots right there.
Line to the right side, and that's another base hit for him. He's on a tear in this one.
I mean, obviously this guy is built to play in the daytime. 4 for 4, you know he's seeing it good right now. These are the days that you remember for a long time.
In is Jorge Soler, as the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike one. He doubled earlier and carries a 2-for-2 line into this appearance. The 0-1 on its way. Line drive to left. And that'll get down for a base hit.
Well, these days don't happen often. You better dig yourself when you get 3 knocks in a big league Wago.
It's hard to have 3 hits in one day, but boy, this guy is off to a great start in this.
In now, Garrett Cooper, as he'll ground the first pitch foul off to the right side. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Popped him up. Russell over to his right. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. But a big inning for the Marlins as they get 4, courtesy of the grand slam. Get up and stretch. Home half of the 7th coming up. It's the Marlins 7 and the Cubbies 3. Tyler Kinney gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th.
Tyler Kinney.
Stepping into the box, Kyle Schwarber, 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1. And looked like ball 2 below the knees, but it's ruled a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 home. Hard ground ball. Defense played him perfectly. And there's 1 away.
Up next for the Cubs, second baseman, Addison Russell.
Ready once again, Addison Russell. 3rd at bat in this one. He's bounced out and popped out in his 2 previous trips. He's set. Here it comes. The high fastball is in there. A swing and a miss at a ball down.
Hey, guys, that's just a nasty pitch right there. I can't tell you how many nightmares I've had about nasty sliders, and that's exactly what that was right there.
The next 0-2. Swing and a little tapper. That goes foul, so he stays alive with 2 strikes. 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Cubs to this point. Hit hard to the right. Foul. Another 0-2 home. Missed with a slider.
Classic strikeout pitch right there on 0-2. It's the one we know he loves going to, but great recognition to lay off in that spot.
The 1-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3.
For me, check swings are right there next to bang-bang plays at first as the most difficult calls for an ump to make. Taking a look at show motion, the batter doesn't appear to hold up enough, so I think the call was right.
Mike Freeman will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher. And he gets ahead 0-1. Two out, nobody on. Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1.
1-1.
Ah! 1-2 now as that's in there at the knees. to 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Sharp ground ball to third. And that will conclude matters here in the 7th. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. Deficit holds at 4. It's 7-3. Pedro Strop has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
46. Pedro.
Stepping in, Ari Perez. He'll have a new pitcher waiting for him as we begin their half of the 8th. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Here's a strike. Hit down the third baseline, but that'll get foul. It's 0-2 now. 0-2, here it comes. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Really good late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just darts at the last minute. They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
Come on now, let's get a cave right here.
Into the box now, Christian Optimus, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. Strop is one of those guys that just seems to be at his best under pressure. Runners in scoring position, tight game, tough hitters at the plate. That's when he's at his best.
One of the keys, Matty V, to being a good reliever is being able to pitch out of trouble. Trouble that's created by the pitchers before you, or sometimes you even have some mess that you put on yourself. Hey, regardless if it's a mess that he's inherited or one that he's created for himself, this guy makes good pitches when the game's on the line.
Behind on the swing that time, and it's 2-1. Cubs have someone working in their bullpen now as a right-hander's begun to get loose. Now the 2-1 pitch. Lifted the other way to left center. And that's in there. Base hit.
Now batting, pitcher, Tyler Kinney.
Angel Bielma will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 17.
High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Half is there, and he makes the catch for the out.
Number 6, Starling Marte.
Here's Starling Marte. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Fouled off. The 0-1 on its way. Back up the middle. Baez has it. Throw will go to Russell covering at second, and the inning is over. 1 left for Miami, but they lead it by 4. It's 7-3. Jose Quezada will come out and take the ball here as he'll be making his 15th appearance of the year. Here's Javier Baez. He'll get things started now in the bottom of inning number 8. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Hit on the ground out to short. Taylor has it. Throw on to first, and one shortstop grounds out to the other, one away.
The right fielder, number 22, Jason Hayward.
Here's Jason Hayward now. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Takes a knee-high fastball.
Good pitch right there from the reliever. Tough for hitters to do much with pitches in that location unless they're looking for it.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Behind 0-2 now. Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2. The 1-2 is a fastball down below the knees. Here now the 2-2. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Another 2-2. And he takes ball 3, so it's a full count now.
These are the kind of ABs, regardless of the outcome. You go back to the dugout as an offensive player, and your teammates are loving on you for making that pitcher work and battling it out.
Count still full, 3-2. And he finally wears him down here as he strikes him out after a 9-pitch at-bat.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpenners look sharp, and it backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
Anthony Rizzo stands in now, and they're down to their final 4 outs here, Dan.
Yeah, that's not looking too good for them right now, Matt. They've got a significant hill to climb, but they've got to take it one bat at a time. A couple of guys get on, and then who knows what could happen.
First pitch coming. Here it is. And a fastball just below the knees, ball 1. And he grooves the fastball there. This is hit high and deep out to straightaway center field. And trouble it is. It's down for extra bases. And now he'll get into scoring position with 2 away.
Just goes to show you, if you're going to throw that 2-seam fastball away, which I don't think is the best pitch anyway, you better start that thing out of the zone and let it work its way back to the corner. With this one, it started out on the corner, so it leaked back right over the heart of the plate and got whacked.
Here's Chris Bryant now, and with men on base and 2 away, it feels like this at-bat could go a long way toward deciding this thing.
No doubt, Matt. A base hit here changes this game quite a bit, but if they can't score here, it looks pretty bleak for them heading into the last couple of innings.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And the changeup is way low that time. Sneaks a fastball by him at the letters. It's 1-1. Rizzo stands at second with 2 gone. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Ready on 1-2. This one's down to third. And nothing will come of the 2-out double as the inning is over. Danger averted following the 2-out double. Don't touch that remote. More on MLB Network right after this. Dan Jennings enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. Digging in and looking for more, Chris Taylor.
Hey, the difference in this one, they lead by 4. Go back to this guy's previous AB, a towering grand slam that knocked in 4 runs.
First pitch of the at-bat, down the third baseline. Ready with the 0-1. Slider taken here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And think about it. In game 1 of this series, they've already had to go deep into their bullpen. This could affect them for the rest of the weekend if they don't get really good starting pitching.
Line drive to center field. Happ is right there. 1 down.
Good contact to start out the inning. Thought he might be on base with some sort of a hit, but it hung up there too long. Just unlucky that time.
Standing in now, Matt Chapman. He'll chase one up around the letters here for strike 1. It's been a 2-for-4 effort for him so far in the ballgame. Now the 0-1. And the slider stayed low apparently for the ball.
That's a really tough pitch to do anything with. The backdoor slider just off the plate, just missing the strike zone. That's nearly an unhittable pitch to hit for a hitter.
Now the 1-1 pitch. This pitch is popped up, lays himself out and makes a spectacular catch.
That ball wasn't hit all that hard, but it had base hit written all over it until the infielder made a nice diving stab on that one.
Stepping in now, Franz Reyes. Swing and a line drive. And are you kidding me? Another knock. He's now 5 for 5 in this one. Boy, and they have not been able to get him out. This is now a 5-hit ball game for him here, and those don't come along every day. Into the box, Jorge Soler. As he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. Trying to keep it going. A perfect 3 for 3 thus far. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a shot back up the middle. That's in. And he is just on a tear. That makes him 4 for 4.
Nice piece of hitting right there. Didn't try and do too much. Fastball, middle cut, places it right back where it came from.
In now, Garrett Cooper. Slapped hard the opposite way. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Marlins strand a pair. They hang on to a 7-3 lead. Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far.
Wilson Contreras.
First delivery to him on the way. And here's a called strike at the knees. Don't think he liked that one too much, but it's 0-1. Now the pitch. And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2.
He offered at that pitch out of the zone there, and I think that's a result of the previous pitch getting called against him. He might feel like he's needing to expand the zone if that's how it's going to be called.
Got him. And he goes down on strikes for the 3rd time.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best 2-strike approach either.
And that'll bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ. Hit down the line at first. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. He's set. Here's the 0-1. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. Tried to change of pace with 2 strikes there, but it misses 1 and 2.
As a hitter, you got to be staunch in your game plan. You know he has a nasty changeup, and you got to fight to make sure it's in the zone. That's a great take right there.
High chopper towards first. And he'll flip it to the pitcher covering for the out.
Now batting, left fielder, Kyle Schwarber.
Stepping up now, Kyle Schwarber. And he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. Here comes the first pitch. Now this is chopped foul to home plate. It's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. And there's a called strike 2 as now they're down to their final strike this afternoon.
As a hitter, you see a pitcher working east-west. This is where you got to tell yourself to stay tall. You can't cover both sides of the plate. You got it.
And he gets strike 3 called to end it here. And with that, this one is over.
Yeah, they just keep on keeping on. Got a nice little run going here, winning 4 in a row and playing with a lot of confidence. Success is never guaranteed in this game, so you have to appreciate it when it comes.
And this afternoon's game ends 7-3. The Miami Marlins with a big 17-hit attack. Masahiro Tanaka earned his 9th win of the year as he racked up 10 strikeouts in the effort. So that'll just about do it for us this afternoon. Thanks to Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and the rest of our crew. This is Matt Vasgersian, and you've been watching a presentation of MLB Network. See you next time.
Here now is our final line score for this afternoon. First, for the victorious Miami Marlins, 7 runs on 17 hits. No errors. They left 10 men on base. For the Cubs, 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. They left 4 men on base. The winning pitcher is Masahiro Tanaka. His record is now 9-0. The loss goes to Brandon Morrow. He falls to 1-1. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 10 minutes. Our paid attendance at Wrigley Field this afternoon, 45,936. As always, we thank you for your support of Chicago Cubs baseball and remind you to please drive home safely.